Welcome back everyone, I'm Bellicose Games and this is EVE Online, and today we're building another cruiser for level 2 missions, and the cruiser we're going to be building today is a Bellicose. This is what the Bellicose looks like, rusty and dusty as with all Minotaur ships, bottom wingy bits, looks like a kickstand. It's kinda weird but kinda cool. Here are its bonuses. Now, the Bellicose is one of the ships that over the last 3 years since I made the previous video has actually had its stats change quite significantly. Here are its bonuses. Per level of Minotaur cruiser, you get 5% bonus to rapid light missile, heavy missile and heavy assault missile rate of fire, so that's damage. And 7.5% bonus to target painter effectiveness. Target painters are E-War. You shoot it at the target and it makes the target appear larger. As we know from using missile launchers, that makes the target take more damage from your missiles, which is fantastic. And we also get 7.5% bonus to heavy missile and heavy assault missile explosion velocity. And explosion velocity also makes things take more damage because, again, as we know from using missile launchers, missile damage looks at explosion radius versus the target size and the explosion velocity versus the target speed. So if we're going to use target painters to make the targets seem larger and we're going to get faster explosions, this thing's going to be really good and really accurate. So that's what the Bellicose is all about. Fitting wise, it has 4 high power slots and 4 missile launcher slots. So you can guess what we're going to do with the high slots. That's right, 4 missile launchers and nothing else. Has 5 medium power slots and 4 low power slots, 3 rigs and 50 cubic meters in drones. I do wish they put the drone bandwidth here because it's the other thing you need to know, but we'll have a look in here in the attributes, scroll all the way down, drone capacity 50 cubic meters. Alright, that means we can use 5 medium drones, but because we only have 50 cubic meter capacity, it means we can only carry 5 medium drones, so we will not have a backup flight of light drones along with us. Last time we did a video on the Bellicose, it was 3 years ago. As I said, its stats have been changed, and the last time out we did an active shield tanking long range sniper. So I think we'll do something a little bit different. Let's click simulate ship and see what we can do with it this time. Right, I think we're going to go short range, so that means we're going to be using heavy assault launchers. So we'll get some arbalests in here, 4 of them like that, done. And we'll put in some Scourge missiles. When we mouse over, it does not say it's only explosive damage. Unlike things like the Caracal and some other ships which have their damage bonus only to one specific damage type, the Bellicose gets it with all of them, so that's perfect. So even with these short range high damage missiles and the rate of fire bonus from the ship, we're still only getting 149.8 DPS. It's not great. We can add to that by putting 5 medium drones on there because we're going to be short range, so that's fine. We'll be close enough to recall the drones instantly. There you go, that puts us up to 262, 149.8 of which is coming from the missiles. Now we have choices to make. Do we want to go shield tank or armour tank? It has more mid slots than low slots, which leads me to want to do shield, but then an armour tank only needs 3 modules, so maybe we'll have a look at doing armour. Armour hardeners, we'll do a reactive armour hardener, an enduring armour repairer, large cap battery to run them both. Now propulsion wise, because we're short range, only 20 kilometers range, we're going to need a micro warp drive on this thing, get it restrained. Okay, now we're over power grid and we've still got lots of slots to fill. Not great, but I think we'll be fine. The other low slots are going to be 2 ballistic controls. Right, we'll put 2 ballistic controls on there. Pushes the damage up to 320. Still not great, but it'll be fine. We're going to want to go into electronic warfare, target painters, and get at least 1 target painter on this. When we mouse over it and click attributes, see, this makes the targets appear 47.3% larger than they are, which means they'll be taking a lot more damage from our missiles, which is nice. Now we do have another 2 empty mid-power slots, so we could theoretically do another one of these. So why not? Let's just double up. So this will make the target seem really big. And the last thing I might want to do is, I'm going to say a missile guidance computer. Or do I? I was going to put on a missile guidance computer just to increase the range on the missiles, but we're going to be scooting along at 2,184 meters a second, so do we really need to increase the range on these by 2 kilometers? Because that'll take 1 second to cover with a microwatt drive? I don't think so, no. So I'm not going to do that. What we may do then is a cap recharger, something like that, just to help the capacitor out. It's interesting. It's stable with just the armour reps and the target painters going, because missiles don't use any cap. Do we even need the large battery? Could we take it off and replace it with a medium? Let's find out. Answer to that is no, not really. Okay. But it does mean we don't need that. Right, we'll put an ancillary current router engineering rig on just to stop the power grid flashing at me. Okay. Damage is not great, so we could do that going up. And we'll do that with missile launcher rigs. Could do the loading bay accelerator for faster rate of fire, or the warhead one for bigger explosions. I'd rather do the more damage per missile instead of just firing more missiles through rate of fire. What else do I want to do in this ship? Auxiliary nano pump armor rig. Okay, we can do that. We've still got this annoying one empty mid power slot. Now, the reason I didn't want to do a shield tank on this is because shield takes up lots of mid slots, and that would mean no slots for target painters. Because even if we were going to be shield, we would still want a microwatt drive on this fit. So that would only leave us like 2 or 3 slots for shield, and armor tank only takes up 2 slots. What can we do with that last mid power slot? I was thinking webifier for a little second then, but I don't think I will. I think I will just do a missile guidance computer, and we'll just run it dry, because why not? It gives us a little bit more range and helps with the damage application as well. Okay, it's not the greatest fit I've ever made, but Bellicose are now actually pretty viable. Cap lasts 42 minutes with the microwatt drive off. Who cares about that? 2 minutes 15 with it on, but that'll be fine. That will be more than enough time to get us into range. Right, I shall go and buy this, and then we'll go and run some level 2 missions. And here we are with our brand new Bellicose. It still looks weird. Nothing's going to stop it looking weird. We will hope and pray we've got a decent looking skin to get rid of the natural rust colour, but that's a Bellicose. Right, let's get a mission. And the mission we're going to be doing is intercept the saboteurs. Now this red text says, "Be careful though, we suspect they have an interceptor or 2 guarding the convoys as well as other nasties." So that's kind of telling us that we might get warp disrupted in this mission, which is not fun. It's 1 jump away. It is against the armour, so we're going to want EM missiles, which are Mjolnir missiles. So I'll stop off and I'll buy some Mjolnir missiles. We're going to keep with the kinetic drone simply because it got more shields. We need to recover 40 units of confiscated viral agent with a total cubic volume of 20 cubic meters, and that's fine. We've got hundreds of free cargo space. We're being paid 182,000 ISK and 392 loyalty points for doing this mission, with a time bonus of 182,000 if we complete it within 3 hours and 14 minutes. So I'm going to accept this mission, and then we're going to go and buy some EM missiles, and I'll see you at the mission. Here we are, having bought and loaded some Mjolnir EM damage, because we're going to be fighting the armour and that's what they're weakest to. Let's have a look at skins for this ship, shall we? And the best place to do that is from the show info screen, rather than the preview on the fitting screen, because the one on the fitting screen is awful. Okay, turns out I've got quite a few. You've got this, which is kind of weird, but also kind of cool. Halcyon Dawn, which you used to get as a gift for logging in. That is what you get for doing Project Discovery. That was also a login reward, so I think we'll go for this one. Why not? That's better than Rust, I suppose. And once again, I have no boosters or implants fitted, so if you have the same skills as me, you will get exactly the same performance as me in this ship. I have, on the overview, added this size column so we can actually see the difference that the target painters make.
Warp drive
With all
active.
that preamble out the way, let's get into the mission. I'm not going to turn on the armour modules until we actually need them. As we know, the cap only lasts 40 minutes with them running, but why waste cap when you don't need to? And again, I'm not going to hide any of the passive modules. The only thing I'm going to turn on is the missile guidance computer, because it's, even though it's an active module, it's like passive. You don't need to use it on an enemy, you use it on yourself. So we'll just turn it on. And looks like these guys are not quite in range. As we see, their size is 100 meters. So let's just approach the first one. I want to keep things at a range of around 18,000, so we'll do that. Watch what happens when we turn on one target painter. Right, well, the size column's not responding how I thought it would, but this guy will be taking a lot of damage, as we see. And target painters have got huge range within 158 kilometers. I thought the size would actually be like the signature radius, but apparently not. And I cannot find a signature radius column, which is a little bit annoying. But we seem to be applying just fine to frigates, like a couple of volleys each. Boom, dead. And all the numbers pretty much the same. That's kind of what you want with your missiles. Well, any weapon really.
Warp drive
But because missiles don't have the hit quality that turrets do, hit quality changes the base amount of damage you do, it's easier with missiles to see when all your numbers are the same. Okay, that's quite a lot of red. These guys are closest, so we'll go for these guys. Let's just get into them. Hold control, drag a big box, target lock as many as we can. Just target paint the closest one, keep it at range. All of these things are dropping loot, but the only thing they're dropping are tags. Oops, forgot to target paint that one. See, without target painter, 65 damage. With it, 100 and something. That's the difference target painters make. Each of them is making them 47% larger, so they take a lot more damage, which is nice. Couple of volleys each, easy peasy. But frigates were dying to 2 volleys when we were using a caracal, but the caracal only actually had 5 missiles. This has only got 4, and we're just blapping them. And it's like more like 2.5 volleys, or 1 volley in that case, which is nice. Right, let's keep this guy at range. We're more than fast enough to get out of the way of these guys. Because the size column is not working how I thought it would, I'm just going to get rid of it. There we go. Bellicose for the win, I guess. Right, I'm assuming the slave transport ship is the thing that... Oh, there's quite a few of them. There's 4 of them here. Right, I thought there was only going to be 1 and then a few cruisers, but it turns out there are no cruisers. These are haulers, even though they have the cruiser icon, which is a little bit of an annoyance. So we'll just head towards these guys, target lock all the frigates. There's a Divine Imperial. Right, let's keep that at range, because that's going to be the danger. Because Divine has... No, okay, he's not that bad. He's not actually elite. He's not got huge elite resistances. That will shoot at it anyway. Why don't we get the drones to kill the transport ships, and I'll kill the frigates with my nice accurate bellicose. Right, drones, you go kill them. I'm going to kill the little guys. Nothing's even come close to taking the shields down yet. Even though we have 0 EM shield resist, and these guys are firing EM and thermal at us, it's not a huge issue. Drones are doing drone things and doing very accurate bellicose things. It does feel extremely accurate firing this thing at frigates. It's fun. Bam! Dead. And the drones have split off because of course they have. Why would drone focus fire work? It's never worked in 22 years of EVE Online. Oh, the drones are taking fire from someone. I think it might be you, so let's just kill the frigates. Yeah, drones need to come back now. They're getting shot up too much. I'm dipped into armour. Not a huge issue. This is quite chill. Just running around, keeping everything at range, lighting it up with a target painter, being very accurate indeed. Pop, dead. Next, please. You're next. In the transport ship. Make that look bigger as well. It is disappointing that it's not a signature radius column. Very irritating indeed. In fact, we should approach the transport ship and might actually drop the things we need.
A module has run out of charges.
Oh, run out of ammunition. That's annoying.
A module has run out of charges.
Right, there's another Divine Imperial thing here, so we'll just reload as we approach. Because we are an EWAS ship, we've got a huge long targeting range of 78 kilometres. We can aggress things with target painters, because it is an aggressive module. Wait until we get within 22k and then open fire. Okay, we're webbed. And warp jammed. Not great, but he is going down like an absolute sack of potatoes. There he goes. He's dead. Destroyers are the things that are doing all the damage to our shield, so we'll just get rid of them. I'm going to stick out the drones as well. The drones can play with the frigates. I'm going to go play with the destroyers, keep it at range. As soon as we're in range, open fire. Low shield warning. Not a huge surprise. They are firing EM at us, and we have 0 EM resist, but we are an armour tank ship. All the frigates are shooting at the drones again. That's annoying. But not a huge issue. Bring the drones back. That's why we're using the kinetic drones, so they have larger shields, so we can do that. It gives us enough time. Boom, he's dead. On to the next one. This is nice and chill. Just bellicose, doing bellicose things. Being super accurate. I mean, to have 3 damage application modules as well as damage application trait, multiple damage application traits. Remember, we've got 2 traits for damage application. We've got target painted effectiveness and explosion velocity. So this is like one of the most accurate ships you can possibly imagine. That's why these heavy assault missiles are doing so much damage to frigates and just blitzing this whole mission. Remember, we are an armour tank, and we ain't never been less than 50% shield. We did get the low shield warning for a couple of seconds, but that's repaired itself already. So hopefully this guy will drop a loot box. Or maybe it will just be in his wreck. Let's find out. Hey, loot box. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Let's get out of here. Easy.
Warp drive active.
So let's complete that mission and get the next one. And the next mission is probably one of the hardest level 2 missions in the game. And this one particularly, I believe, should be moved to level 3. So this is going to be fun. It's called Mission of Mercy. There is no icon because it's against mercenaries. And this has timed reinforcement waves. So we need to kill things fast. Luckily we're in a very accurate ship, so we should be okay. We're getting paid a whopping 357,000 ISK and 660 loyalty points for doing this, with a further 327,000 ISK if you complete the mission within 5 hours and 26 minutes. 5 hours 26 tells you it's a hard mission, and this is a hard mission. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
Against mercenaries, so we're going to want kinetic damage, which is good. We have kinetic drones and we have kinetic ammo, which I am reloading right now because it's against mercenaries. Now, they will probably be firing missiles at us, so moving's not going to help us too much. So we're probably going to lose our shields and have to turn our armour repairer on, but that's not a huge issue. Right, acceleration gate is going to drop us right close. So let's have a go.
Active.
Now, I would usually try and take out the frigates first, but in this particular case, I'm going to go for the cruisers because, as I said, the spawns in this mission are timed. It's like 1 a minute. Every minute, more bad guys come in. And it is bad. It can get out of hand real quick. So we need to double click towards this medical drone. There's the first lot of bad guys. Need to approach the cruiser. Get the target painters on him. As soon as we get within 22k, which is now, open fire. Now, I cannot really put the drones out in this mission, because the problem with using drones in this mission is that because there's so many spawns come in so quickly, that the new spawns will just aggress your drones and kill them really quickly. I'm going to have to do some manual piloting here and turn my armour repairer on, because they blew through my shields really quick, as I said they would. Come on, armour repairer, finish your cycle. Thank goodness. Okay, well, it seems that like all the time spawns have arrived at the same time, which is weird. It's not supposed to happen like this. Doing some fancy manual piloting. Yeah, that was the low armour warning. I thought that might happen. Come on, just kill one more cruiser. There we go. Double clicking to manual pilot. There we are. We killed one cruiser and 2 more spawned in. You see why this mission should really be level 3? This is why. Luckily the 2 that spawned in haven't aggressed. I shouldn't have said that. They probably will now. Okay, we've flown a little bit outside of our own weapon range, so we're going to have to cut across and try and get into range. Here we go. Manual piloting failed me on that occasion. I don't want to get too close to the cruisers that just spawned in case they aggress me. I'm going to turn off the micro warp drive. A, to preserve cap, and B, because it's making our signature radius larger, so we're taking more damage. There's 2 reasons I did that. So even though we're slower now, so we'll take more damage because we're slower, we've maintained our cap and we've got a smaller signature radius. Come on, get rid of that cruiser. Tank is holding fine. Luckily, these 2 cruisers here still have not aggressed, which is fantastic. I also turned the micro warp drive off because I was going so fast that I was drifting out of my own weapon range. That wasn't smart either. So you see why this mission should really be level 3? Exactly. It is evil. I mean, I literally have maximum skills for anything that applies to this situation. And I've done this mission countless times before. And even still, that got scary. Even though I knew I had to get rid of the cruisers because they're the ones that bring the firepower, it still took a long time. Okay, now the other two cruisers have spotted what's going on. Not gonna help you though, guys.
A module has run out of charges.
Why did I stop moving then? I was probably...
A module has run out of charges.
Oh, you can just reload yourself as well. Probably because I was orbiting or keeping something at range and it died. You need to be aware of that. That is a thing that happens. If you're keeping something at range or orbiting it and it dies, your ship just stops. Or sometimes your ship carries on in a straight line. But on that occasion, it stopped. Okay, well, all the time spawns are very strange. It seemed like 3 or 4 of the spawns arrived all at once, very quickly, and then these two guys showed up a little bit later. This mission used to be every minute you'd get 2 frigates and a cruiser. But on this occasion, everything just spawned in at the same time. It was very strange. But we survived. Mainly thanks to us being so accurate with this ship and laying down solid triple figures damage on everything. But that did get scary for a little minute. Let's have a look at this guy's resists. Yep, kinetic are the weakest. Add them together, 25 and 40 is only 65. Add that together, it's 90, that's 70 something, that's 70 something. And we are done. So let's complete the mission and complete the video. Well, that was fun. We changed what had previously been a long-range shield tanking sniper into a close-range armour tanking brawler, and it worked an absolute dream. The Bellicose has had upgrades, as I said. They have changed the stats of the ship quite significantly, so it's really, really accurate now, as we saw. Hitting frigates for triple figures with heavy assault missiles is lovely. We fitted it with no less than 3 damage application modules, which was great, made it even better. It's a great little ship, I like this one. So come back and see what ship we get into next time, and until then, do look after yourself, and I'll speak to you again soon.